Hello everybody, User Extreme here, ready to do a thing that I'm pretty sure you guys weren't expecting me to do. Anyways, this is gonna be before, or during, and a little bit after the trip I just had to Florida of what I managed to get. To get new, which, who knows, you might be able to see at some point. Anyway, let's get things started with our first set. The first things are the before, which we have a few things to show off. First and foremost, most two Murdrone's blind bags. The first one being Ring Pirate Tessa. Not much to really say. And the second being the rare T-Rex Sin. I do not know how I got this lucky, but you know, it's a really neat figure. Here to just sort of have. And then the other thing I managed to get before the trip here is the Cat V plush. Yes, I finally got this one. Enjoy the little chubbiness of the belly, and of course this smug look. It's in general a pretty good plush, very soft. The little collar's a nice detail, and you know, again, it's just really good. Next up, we have the big set of things I got from Nintendo, from the Nintendo part of Universal. First up, this Boo headband. The headband itself is pretty soft. It has the, you know, shy Boo on one end, the normal Boo on the other. In general, really nice. Definitely something I'll probably be wearing at least somewhat regularly. Next up, we actually get back into the plush. Starting off, we have Princess Peach. Not much to really say here. Princess Rosalina. Also, not much to say. I genuinely just sort of started this, so don't mind the oddity of it. Princess Daisy is the third one. And now we have a large set of... But of course, before we get into the big group of stuff where I got for, we have Mario himself. It's actually a pretty neat design in my opinion. I really like the hat a lot. Looks really nice. Along with the eyes and the mustache. Also, the feet can be rotated pretty freely, as can the arms. So yeah, it's pretty neat. And now let's move on to the last things both during the trip and the one thing I got after, which being the enemies and a special thing. First and foremost, we have a Bob-omb. Nope, just a Bob-omb. Nothing much to say here. Then we have Chain Chomp. Really like how the teeth are, you know. The oddly plastic stuff of the Chain Chomp makes sense for what this guy is, and the little chain on the back can be, you know, tilted around while this links the chains. overall, probably one of my favorite designs, with the next one coming up. That being a Goomba. I really like that the eyebrows are on the plush design itself, rather than one of my old Goombas, which just sort of had them glued on. And you know, in general, this is just a really nice plush, and probably the best looking out of all the plush, and the most accurate to the games of all the plush. But then again, all of them are extremely accurate, so it might not sound like I'm saying much, but I do genuinely really like this plush. Approaching the end of the plush from my trip, we have the blooper. Again, very accurate to the games, very flat, probably about what you expect from a blooper plush. Not much to really say here. And the final one, the Piranha Plant. With, well, a bit awkward, closable mouth to allow, you know, chomping. Like the pipe it is coming out of, along with just the fact that it's mainly, you know, able to stand up pretty well. Well, it can actually stand up on its own, for the most part on most surfaces, because, you know, this is a bed, so it's like a soft surface. There we go, I got it standing up. I, in general, just really like this one, but that can be said for, like, all the plush I got. In general, I just really think this one is probably one of the best of the plush, which, again, isn't really saying a lot, because they're all pretty even. But I do really like this one. This is probably my third favorite behind Chain Chomp and Goomba. But there's just a lot here to discuss. But I don't really know how to discuss it, so we will just move on to the one plush I got after the trip. Back to Murdrones. We have the doll plush. She's got her little eye patch. In general, the purple hair. This plush in general feels extremely soft. The helmet piece here being the sole exception, but at the same time, no judging here. I, in general, just really like this one. This one just sort of, like, Doll was one of my favorite characters in Murdrones alongside V, so finally getting this plush is pretty neat. Neat to have. And, you know, just, in general, pretty neat. And also, yes, there's the solver if you want to have the piece up here hidden. But knowing Doll, she'd probably just sort of keep this on. Before you ask, and that is all the plush I got. A bit before, during, well, all the stuff I got. A bit before, during, etc. when it came to the trip. Now, there are a few things I am going to elaborate on before I introduce any of these plush into the channel. Well, first and foremost, when it comes to Doll, I do not speak Russian at all, so I will probably end up finding a lore reason for why she'll be speaking English. I'll try to come up with something for that For the rest of the plush, there's not much to really say. They'll just sort of appear, whether as hosting challenges for plush attack or just in general plush content that I'll be making, or just in general being in challenges, being lore relevant, whatever. This would in general be the, you know, these are just really neat plush that I got, and, you know, I'll be working with them as I go. But anyways, this is User Extreme, signing off.